everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel XAT, turning problems into solutions. This is me Priyasha Das, and today in this video I'll be discussing some advanced questions in the topic of misfits of para jumble or the odd one out. I will also be attaching a practice PDF in the description box which you can check out before watching this video. Try it on yourself, and if then you watch my video and the process of solving, it would be much more beneficial. But with this, I would also like to tell you about my free classes which I take at Unacademy. So if you check the link in the description box and follow my profile right there, you will get to see my live sessions at Unacademy absolutely free, where I discuss more questions about all the topics I have been taking so far right there in my YouTube channel. And with this, you can ask your doubts and queries with me, like to me as well. That would be a nice opportunity to connect with me live. So do not forget to follow me there at Unacademy and join my live sessions absolutely free. And with this, I would also like to tell you about the Unacademy's UCL, that is Champions League for all the CAT 2022 aspirants. So if you're planning to give CAT next this year, then you should actually go and check out where do you stand right now, where you're 7 months away from the examination, because this free mock test provided to you by Unacademy gives you a detailed test report and an all India rank, which will help you analyze without proper preparation for the CAT 2022 which are the sections you are already doing good at and which sections needs more attention. So इन सब चीजों के साथ आपको इससे काफी फायदा होने वाला है. जिन मॉक टेस्ट के लिए आप ऐसे भी पैसे देने वाले हो, वो आपको Unacademy completely free provide कर रहा है. And with all of this, they are also providing you access to the 4 days workshop associated with this test, जहाँ पर आपको टॉप एजुकेटर्स सारे सेक्शनल के टिप्स एंड स्ट्रैटेजीज बताएंगे एंड टॉपर अपनी टिप्स एंड स्ट्रैटेजीज भी शेयर करेंगे. सो यू शुड attend all these workshops and give this test absolutely free using the link in the description box and my code Priyasha10. And with all the benefits of an early mock, it also gives you a chance to win up to 100% scholarship on all the plus courses of Unacademy and amazing gift prizes like MacBook Air, iPhone XR and Apple AirPods. And ye sab kuch absolutely free. So do not miss out this opportunity and use the link in the description box and my code Priyasha10 to enroll right now. Now, let's get our video started. Hello everyone, so this is the video in which we'll be discussing some advanced questions of the misfits and parajumbles topic, that's the odd one out, which is a short question in all the CAT examinations so far. So let's jump directly to the first question, but before that let me tell you that this questions will also be available in the practice PDF attached in the description box. So if you plan to do it all by yourself first, figure out the answers and then check back the video to see the process and the correct answers to the questions, then you can follow this process as well, which will be an addition to your practice. So moving to the first question, we see the first sentence is talking about the war has nearly destroyed the country, triggering an unprecedented humanitarian crisis. So that means we are talking about the war here. Now, the second sentence is talking about if the US and Russia are committed to the Munich Agreement, they should put serious pressure on their allies and bring them to the table. All right, so here we are talking about being committed to an agreement and putting serious pressure on their allies, not doing anything by themselves. All right, the third sentence. For years, the world looked away when Syria was transformed into a geopolitical battlefield where several countries were involved, either directly or indirectly through their proxies, to maximize their interests. So here we are talking about Syria turning into a geopolitical battlefield. The fourth sentence is saying a report released recently by the Syrian Center for the Policy Research paints a picture graver than ever the UN had estimated. So this is related to Syria, this is related to Syria. So Syria, I know C and D are not my odd one outs because they are talking about the same thing. Syria being transformed into a geopolitical battlefield, and the report which is released by the Syrian Center talking about very, very grave pictures. Now the fifth one, the agreement reached in Munich by major world powers, including the United Nations, Russia, to work towards a cessation of the hostilities in Syria within a week is the most constructive step yet to find a political solution to the country's civil war. Again Syria, again E. So we know that my answer is surely not C, D and E. The reason being that is all of them are talking about Syria. But can we try to figure out what will be the answer of the para jumbles here? Yes, that would actually help us to practice a little bit of para jumbles here as well. So the opening sentence here can be nothing better than the sentence E, which states the main point, which is the Munich Agreement. This agreement is the Munich Agreement. So that's my opening sentence. Okay, I'll start my sentence with E. And then thereon, this agreement, which is intended to end the hostilities in Syria, sentence C seems to follow E by pointing to the indifference which the world displayed for many years to the war situations in Syria. So this has been mentioned here in the C sentence, that for several years the other countries were not looking upon Syria. So E and C go hand in hand. Then we try to figure out that A and D in the same order are actually bringing out that gravity of the situation which is happening in Syria, as I already mentioned. So my doubt is almost clear now. I was only confused between A and B, and now I see that point A and point D are doing nothing but actually bringing out the importance of the situation, that what has war done in Syria. So those points are mentioned in point A and D, and that very well helps me to understand that now the statement B is a statement which is standing out completely, because that is not reflecting how Syria was suffering or what are we doing to control the situations in Syria. So that makes the para-jumble answer for this question number 1 and the odd one out answer as B. So B stands the odd one out in this sentence. Okay, and what happens next? The para-jumble answer is ECAD. Looking to the second question for this PDF, guys. The second question's first sentence is talking about the observational windows in the radio waves, infrared and ultraviolet rays, X-rays and gamma rays opened up, and many terrestrial and space-based instruments have enabled scientists to gain new insights into the working of the universe. That's nice. Now here we are talking about all the observational windows. The second sentence talks about for hundreds of years since Galileo's time, the sky was being observed with optical telescopes that looked at the celestial bodies or objects either by visible light and they emitted or the light that they scattered off. So A and B are very possibly related to each other because they are talking about the waves being used in various things. So statement B also points out to be the beginning of the paragraph by stating how the sky was being observed earlier, and I will try to figure out which sentence is supporting the process of how earlier times things were done. So if I see sentence C, a mega gravitational astronomy project in India would enhance the scientific research and provide valuable opportunity. That talks about a gravitational astronomy project, and I am not sure if I am talking about it right now. So I'll keep it at hold. I'll move to the sentence D, which is talking about neutrino astronomy, which looks at the neutrinos from the solar and the extrasolar resources. Again, something which is talking about looking at the sky only. So seems still similar. And fifth one is, with advances in technology, the universe began to be observed using different wavelengths of electromagnetic spectrum. Aha, the perfect connection between B and E. That means B is the opening sentence where we are talking about how things were done earlier. E follows B by mentioning the different wavelengths of electromagnetic spectrum which were a result of the advances in the technology. Then this same idea is carry forwarded by A, which is bringing us the information or talking about the other enhancements which enable the scientists to gain new insights into the working of the universe. And finally, the last sentence would help me to recognize not only the answer of this question, that is the misfit sentence, but also the entire para-jumble. Now, here sentence D is concluding by mentioning about the neutrinos which have been discovered in the last few decades and doing the same job. What job are the neutrinos doing? Neutrino astronomy is also looking at the neutrinos from the solar and the extrasolar spaces. So we are still in the same idea. But sentence C, what is the problem with sentence C? Why is it a misfit? Because it is talking about a completely new idea, a gravitational astronomy project, which we do not need. So that makes the second question's answer as C and the para-jumble solution as BEAD. Now the third and the last question, a very interesting one. So the first sentence here says, men who put themselves forward at the work are called as assertive, but women who do the same are more often called as pushy or bossy. Men are persistent, whereas women are called as nagging. men can be frustrated, but women with the same attitude are called as upset. So that's a very nice comparison between the things which men and women do being similar but being treated differently. Similarly, if I go to the second sentence, that this should show up in the language is the surprise, is somewhere or the other related to the idea mentioned in A. The reason being that is only the language is different. The things which men do and women do are same, but the language in which they are, you know, contemplating the things is different. So that stays still. Okay. Moving next. C, sentence C says, some words are trickier than mere double standards. Those using them may think that they are paying a kind of compliment, whereas what is heard is something between condescension and insult. So here I would just stop for a while, because right now we were talking about different words being used for addressing the same feelings of men and women, but double standards word here doesn't suits well. The reason being that they have also given a definition to double standards, that something which you say which looks like a compliment but is actually an insult. So that is not what we are comparing men and women: assertive, pushy, nagging and persistent, frustrated, upset. They do not work on double standards. So here only I can stop and conclude my answer as C, because it is a misfit. But I'll move up and check the sentence D. Women and men face double standards. Aha. Women and men facing double standards is needs to be explained. In what terms are they facing double standards? So this looks as the opening sentence to me. Sentence E says a man has lot to say, then the woman is chatty. A man discusses the doings of his colleagues and rivals, but the same with a woman is called as gossip. So A and E are perfectly examples of what is mentioned in the opening sentence D. That means here we would be very easily saying that whatever is mentioned in D, B is following D. Okay, that means they are saying, see, it's very easy to understand, guys. You just need to pay attention over here. The opening sentence is D followed by B, which is saying that, see, the double standards is in the form of language only, not in the form of compliment or insult comparison. It's just in the form of language. And then they come up with stating what? Then they come up with stating the examples of how the language play is done here. And then this idea is continued forward by the examples mentioned in A and E. So A and E can be in any order, but I possibly now know that the one which is not a part of this clan is option C, which is the odd one out. Double standards here do not mean double standards in terms of compliment versus insult. Double standards which are being faced by men and women is just in the language. So that makes it the answer for this question. So if you're able to go through all the advanced questions of Misfits very nicely on your own, congratulations, you are doing well. And we will practice more such questions, but for that you will have to subscribe my channel if you haven't done it yet. And if you have already done it, then please do like this video and share it with more and more people, so that people come to know about this channel and the efforts being put into it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll be up with more such videos. Till then, please take care of yourself, and thank you again for watching it.